There's a certain nut found in close to 90% of kitchen pantries that could be quietly damaging your liver, kidneys, and cognitive health after the age of 65. And it's probably sitting in your home right this moment without you even realizing it. It's the same nut commonly recommended by low-carb diet advocates, yet it may be causing permanent hidden harm to aging bodies. It might sound surprising, but consuming the wrong types of nuts regularly can increase your risk of developing cardiovascular disease by as much as 48%, and that figure isn't random. It's drawn directly from long-term research published by the Journal of the American College of Cardiology, carried out over several years. Shockingly, some of the most common nuts stocked in ordinary kitchen cabinets can gradually raise blood pressure, trigger inflammation throughout the body, clog vital arteries, and even contribute to faster cognitive decline. Yet despite all this, countless seniors continue eating them, believing they're making smart, health-conscious choices. Don't worry, by the time you finish this detailed guide to nut consumption, you'll know exactly which nuts pose significant health dangers, and which ones can actually help support a healthier, stronger body as you age. Stick with me until the very end, because we'll uncover a little-known critical truth about the most dangerous nut that may be undermining your health silently, without you noticing. First, let's walk through the nuts seniors should either avoid altogether or approach with extreme caution. 1. Pine nuts. Silent medication interferers. Pine nuts top the list of nuts that can quietly wreak havoc on seniors' health for several deeply concerning reasons. Perhaps most alarming is the fact that pine nuts contain natural compounds that can interfere with the effectiveness of over 60% of prescription medications commonly given to older adults. This interference could either weaken the benefits of life-saving drugs or even trigger harmful side effects. Although it's well understood that medications can sometimes interact dangerously with each other, far fewer people, including many doctors and pharmacists, discuss how certain foods like pine nuts can significantly alter drug performance. This is especially critical when it comes to statins for cholesterol management, specific antidepressants, and many blood pressure medications, prescriptions that are particularly common among those aged 65 and older. One of the most disturbing complications associated with pine nuts is a condition known as pine nut syndrome. This syndrome causes those who eat pine nuts to experience a persistent metallic or bitter taste in their mouth, a sensation that can last for several weeks after eating even a small amount. While this might sound like a mere annoyance, for seniors it can seriously diminish appetite, leading to reduced nutritional intake, unintentional weight loss, and a decline in overall vitality. Older adults are especially vulnerable to pine nut syndrome, in part because taste buds naturally weaken with age, and detoxification processes in the liver slow down, making it harder to clear problematic compounds from the body efficiently. But the risks don't stop there. Pine nuts are rich in polyunsaturated fats, a type of fat that, while healthy in moderation, is highly unstable and prone to oxidation. Once oxidized, these fats turn into inflammatory compounds that can worsen conditions many seniors are already battling, like arthritis, heart disease, and metabolic syndromes. Moreover, pine nuts are small and slippery, which raises concerns for aspiration and choking. This is particularly dangerous for older adults who already have difficulty swallowing, an issue that affects more than 70% of seniors who take multiple medications, many of which cause dry mouth or reduce saliva production. Additionally, pine nuts contain enzyme inhibitors, substances that further block the body's ability to digest proteins properly. This is critically important because protein absorption naturally declines with age, just as the body needs it most to maintain muscle mass, immune function, and recovery ability. Their compact size and slick surface mean they can easily bypass the normal chewing process and slip into the airway, especially among those with reduced oral muscle strength. Even in their most popular culinary use, as the key ingredient in pesto sauce, pine nuts can pose hidden dangers. Few people realize that these seemingly harmless additions to salads pastas, and sandwiches could be setting the stage for future health struggles. Emerging research now also points to another hidden threat. Some compounds naturally found in certain pine nut varieties may actually accelerate the progression of age-related macular degeneration. This eye condition is the leading cause of severe, irreversible vision loss in seniors, impacting their independence and quality of life. 2. Macadamia nuts, the calorie bomb. Macadamia nuts, delicious, but potentially dangerous, particularly for seniors. While macadamias are beloved for their rich, buttery flavor, they are among the most calorie-dense nuts available anywhere. Just a single ounce, about a small handful, delivers approximately 200 calories. This level of caloric density becomes especially problematic as we age because our metabolic rates naturally slow down over time. What our bodies once burned effortlessly now lingers, often leading to unintended weight gain, even with modest snacking. Beyond their staggering calorie load, macadamia nuts also carry an exceptionally high fat content, around 22 grams of fat per ounce. While some dietary fats are essential for health, this concentration places additional strain on a gallbladder that may already be functioning at reduced efficiency in older adults. In fact, about 15% of seniors have gallstones without even knowing it. So eating heavy, high-fat foods like macadamias can quietly trigger painful gallbladder attacks without warning. But the concerns don't stop at calories and gallbladder health. Macadamias are notably high in saturated fat, containing roughly 3 grams per ounce. Saturated fats have long been associated with increased levels of LDL cholesterol, often dubbed the bad cholesterol, which can further elevate the risk of heart attacks and strokes, especially in aging bodies already grappling with cardiovascular risks. And let's not overlook the practical hazards macadamias pose. Their hardness can easily cause dental injuries, particularly for seniors who have crowns, bridges, dentures, or weakened enamel. Tooth fractures and cracked dental work become more common after 65, largely because enamel naturally thins and calcium absorption declines with age. From an economic standpoint, macadamia nuts are among the most expensive nuts sold commercially. Budget-conscious seniors may find themselves purchasing cheaper, lower-quality macadamias that are improperly stored or near rancid, exposing themselves to dangerous oxidized lipids that further promote inflammation and vascular damage. Moreover, many commercially available macadamias are roasted in unhealthy oils and heavily salted, worsening their already poor nutritional profile. Oil roasting at high temperatures damages delicate fats, turning them into harmful trans fats, while excessive sodium increases the risk of high blood pressure, a problem that already affects about 60% of adults over 65. The naturally rich, almost dessert-like flavor of macadamias also creates another hidden problem: overconsumption. Because taste buds become less sensitive with age, older adults often prefer bold, rich flavors, making it all too easy to consume far more macadamias than intended, quietly adding hundreds of hidden calories to the daily total. And finally, despite popular belief, macadamias are not a heart-healthy food for seniors. While some nuts like walnuts and almonds have been extensively studied and proven to support cardiovascular health, studies involving macadamias have either been too small to draw firm conclusions, or have shown that their benefits are significantly less impressive. If macadamias are a regular feature in your diet, it might be time to consider making a simple swap. Switching to pistachios can offer you a much better nutritional profile, lower in calories, higher in beneficial nutrients, and far more suited to the needs of the aging body. 3. Cashews, the hidden blood sugar trap. Cashews, the nut with a hidden impact on blood sugar. At first glance, cashews appear to be a healthy and harmless snack. They're smooth, creamy, and often marketed as heart-friendly. But for seniors, especially those concerned with blood sugar management, they pose serious risks. Cashews are different from many other nuts because they are significantly higher in carbohydrates. An ounce of cashews contains about 9 grams of carbs, a sharp contrast compared to truly low-carb nuts like pecans or macadamias. This higher carbohydrate load translates to a much higher glycemic impact, meaning cashews can cause rapid spikes in blood sugar levels after eating. This is a major concern when you consider that around 25% of people over the age of 65 are living with diabetes, and an additional 48% are classified as pre-diabetic without even knowing it. Unfortunately, many seniors reach for cashews thinking they're a healthy snack, unaware that even a small handful could quietly undermine their blood sugar control. The dangers don't stop at glucose levels either. The smooth, curved shape of cashews makes them a particular choking hazard, especially for seniors who already face swallowing difficulties. Conditions like dysphagia, common among older adults, make foods that are round, soft, and slippery much more dangerous. Cashews rank among the most frequently aspirated nuts in medical reports involving older patients. Even small pieces can become lodged in the airway, creating life-threatening emergencies. Nutritionally, cashews fall short in other areas as well. While they do contain some minerals like magnesium and zinc, they are notably high in oxalates, natural compounds that bind with calcium in the digestive tract and block its absorption. For seniors already at risk of developing osteoporosis or bone fractures due to lower bone mineral density, consuming high oxalate foods like cashews further reduces the body's ability to maintain strong, healthy bones. Adding to that, oxalates significantly raise the risk of kidney stones, an issue that becomes increasingly prevalent after age 60, especially among those with slight dehydration or existing mineral imbalances. Another hidden concern: the cashew you buy at the store is far removed from its natural form. Raw cashews are toxic to humans due to the presence of urushiol, the same irritating compound found in poison ivy. To make them edible, cashews must undergo extensive processing, involving steaming, roasting, and chemical treatment. Unfortunately, this heavy processing strips away much of their original nutritional value, while leaving behind damaged fats. Store-bought cashews are often oil-roasted and heavily salted, compounding health risks by introducing unhealthy trans fats and pushing sodium intake higher, a double burden for cardiovascular and kidney health. But even natural cashews aren't as innocent as they seem. Cashews contain natural enzyme inhibitors that interfere with the body's ability to digest protein effectively. For seniors already struggling with decreased digestive efficiency and lower protein absorption, this additional barrier can quietly erode muscle mass and energy levels. Finally, because of their creamy mouthfeel and subtle sweetness, cashews are extremely easy to overeat. Many older adults find themselves reaching for extra handfuls without realizing how quickly the calories and carbohydrates are adding up. A dangerous habit when weight management and blood sugar control are already challenging. Rather than turning to cashews, seniors would be far better served by snacking on walnuts or almonds. Both provide superior health benefits, lower glycemic impact, and none of the hidden risks associated with cashew consumption. Making this small but important change could dramatically improve overall health, energy levels, and even cognitive function over time. 4. Peanuts, the silent liver threat. Number 4. On the warning list, peanuts, a beloved snack with hidden dangers, especially for seniors. First, it's important to understand a basic truth. Peanuts aren't actually nuts at all. They're classified as legumes, meaning they grow underground rather than on trees like true nuts. This seemingly small difference has serious consequences. Because peanuts grow beneath the soil, they're uniquely vulnerable to contamination by molds, specifically molds that produce aflatoxins. Aflatoxins are potent natural toxins associated with liver damage, immune suppression, and an increased risk of liver cancer when consumed regularly over time. And here's where it becomes especially concerning for older adults. As we age, the body's ability to detoxify harmful substances naturally declines. The liver, in particular, often becomes less efficient at breaking down toxins and repairing damage. This means that seniors are more vulnerable to the cumulative effects of aflatoxins than younger individuals, even at relatively low levels of exposure. Regular consumption of peanuts, peanut butter, and peanut-based snacks can therefore quietly increase the risk of liver disease without any obvious early symptoms. But aflatoxins aren't the only problem. Peanuts also contain proteins that can provoke low-grade, chronic inflammation in many people, even if they don't have a true peanut allergy. This hidden inflammatory response can aggravate conditions like joint pain, arthritis, cardiovascular stress, and even cognitive decline, all health challenges that seniors are already more likely to face. Another major concern lies in their fatty acid composition. Peanuts are rich in omega-6 fatty acids, fats that, while essential in small amounts, are often consumed in far greater quantities than necessary in the modern diet. An imbalanced ratio of omega-6 to omega-3 fats promotes systemic inflammation, increasing the risk of heart disease, stroke, and neurodegenerative conditions. Most diets, especially in the United States, already skew heavily toward omega-6 fats, and peanuts only worsen that imbalance. Few physicians warn patients that peanuts can also interact with blood-thinning medications, like warfarin, which are commonly prescribed to seniors at risk of stroke or heart attack. Because peanuts naturally contain vitamin K, a nutrient that plays a critical role in blood clotting, regular peanut consumption can potentially interfere with medication effectiveness. But even natural peanut butter isn't necessarily safe. Even brands without added sugar or salt still contain high levels of omega-6 fats, and improper storage can cause the oils in peanut butter to oxidize, forming harmful compounds known as free radicals. These unstable molecules damage cells, accelerate aging processes, and further burden an already stressed liver. Peanut butter made commercially often adds hydrogenated oils, a source of trans fats, along with high levels of sodium and sugar. For seniors, whose cardiovascular systems are already under strain, these additives create a perfect storm for hypertension, clogged arteries, and heart strain. Another hidden risk associated with peanuts is acrylamide formation. When peanuts are roasted at high temperatures, a common commercial processing method, they produce acrylamide, a chemical associated with increased cancer risk and potential cognitive decline. This is particularly troubling because memory loss, slower processing speeds, and early signs of dementia often begin appearing in the mid-60s and beyond. Choosing to minimize peanut intake, or better yet, replacing peanuts entirely with healthier nuts, can reduce the burden on the liver, lower inflammation throughout the body, and support stronger cognitive and cardiovascular health. If peanuts have been a regular part of your diet for years, don't panic. The human body is remarkably resilient. Making simple changes, even something as small as switching from peanuts to walnuts, pistachios, or almonds, can offer noticeable health improvements over time. Even cutting down peanut consumption to just once or twice a month can significantly reduce aflatoxin exposure and lower the risks discussed. Remember, small shifts practiced consistently make a massive difference in the long run. Now that we've covered the nuts that can quietly undermine health, it's time for the exciting part: which nuts can actually strengthen and support your body as you age. Choosing the right nuts can make a remarkable difference, boosting energy, protecting your brain, supporting heart health, and even enhancing longevity. Let's explore the top 4 nuts that seniors should prioritize for optimal aging. 1. Brazil nuts, guardians of thyroid health. Brazil nuts top the list of health-promoting nuts, especially for older adults. These unique nuts are the richest known dietary source of selenium, a powerful trace mineral that plays a critical role in maintaining proper thyroid function. Just one Brazil nut provides about 96 micrograms of selenium, more than 130% of the recommended daily intake. That's an incredible nutritional punch packed into a single creamy nut. Why is selenium so vital for seniors? The thyroid gland, responsible for regulating metabolism, energy production, and even mood stability, becomes increasingly vulnerable with age. In fact, thyroid disorders affect up to 20% of people over 65, yet symptoms like fatigue, weight changes, and mood swings are often dismissed as normal aging. Getting enough selenium ensures that thyroid hormones are properly activated, helping maintain stable energy levels, cognitive sharpness, and emotional resilience. But the benefits of Brazil nuts don't stop there. Their unique combination of fats helps preserve the myelin sheath, the protective covering around nerves that supports reaction times, coordination, and memory. As we age, natural myelin degradation can slow reflexes and impair cognitive processing, making foods that support nerve health especially valuable. The selenium found in Brazil nuts is organically bound, meaning the body absorbs and utilizes it more effectively compared to synthetic supplements. However, moderation is key. Brazil nuts are so potent that eating too many can cause selenium toxicity. Aim for just 1 to 2 Brazil nuts per day for maximum benefit without risk. When shopping, look for Brazil nuts still in their shells. The natural shell helps protect the delicate fats inside from oxidizing, and always store them in the refrigerator to preserve their freshness. Their high fiber and oil content also help maintain bowel regularity, a major plus for seniors dealing with common digestive slowdowns. Emerging evidence suggests antioxidants in Brazil nuts may also slow the natural shortening of telomeres, the caps at the ends of chromosomes that shrink with age and are associated with aging-related diseases. If you're over 65, Brazil nuts could easily become one of the most powerful allies in your daily diet. 2. Pistachios, natural blood pressure regulators. Pistachios might just be the most underrated nut when it comes to senior health, especially for managing blood pressure. They offer a rare and ideal combination of low sodium content and high potassium, about 285 milligrams of potassium per ounce. This mineral balance is critical because potassium helps counteract the effects of sodium, promoting healthy kidney function and lowering blood pressure naturally. Research shows that regular pistachio consumption can lower systolic blood pressure by 3 to 5 points, an effect comparable to some prescription blood pressure medications, but without the side effects. And pistachios don't stop there. They're packed with lutein and zeaxanthin, carotenoids, that protect eye health. These pigments concentrate in the retina's macula, helping guard against age-related macular degeneration, the leading cause of vision loss in adults over 60. Their pleasant crunch is another bonus. Unlike hard nuts that can risk dental fractures, pistachios have a softer, gentler texture that's safer for seniors with dental work, weakened enamel, or dentures. Visually, the beautiful green and purple hues of pistachios signal high antioxidant content, compounds that help neutralize free radicals, reduce inflammation, and slow cellular aging. Another simple but brilliant feature. The act of shelling pistachios naturally slows down eating. This encourages mindful eating habits and helps prevent overeating, crucial for weight management in older adulthood. If arthritis in the hands is an issue, look for pistachios that are pre-shelled or partially opened. Aim for about 49 pistachios daily, roughly 1 ounce, preferably unsalted or lightly salted varieties, to avoid unnecessary sodium intake. 3. Walnuts, food for the brain. Walnuts are often called brain food, and for good reason. Their shape even mirrors the human brain, a fitting visual cue for their powerful cognitive benefits. Walnuts are the richest nut source of plant-based omega-3 fatty acids, specifically alpha-linolenic acid, AAAA. AAA supports neurotransmission, protects brain cell membranes, and promotes anti-inflammatory pathways critical for preserving cognitive function as we age. Clinical studies have shown that seniors who consume about 1.5 ounces of walnuts daily for 8 weeks experience measurable improvements in cognitive processing speed, memory recall, and mental flexibility. But walnuts bring even more to the table. They contain unique polyphenolic compounds that can cross the blood-brain barrier and directly fight inflammation within neural tissues, potentially helping delay the onset of Alzheimer's disease and other neurodegenerative conditions. Walnuts also naturally contain melatonin, a hormone crucial for regulating sleep-wake cycles. Melatonin production typically declines with age, contributing to sleep disturbances in seniors. Eating walnuts, especially a handful in the evening, may help promote more restful, restorative sleep. Beyond brain health, walnuts improve cardiovascular function too. They combine arginine, an amino acid that promotes healthy blood vessel function, with powerful antioxidants that reduce oxidative stress. Regular walnut consumption supports flexible, healthy arteries and can even enhance the effectiveness of blood pressure medications. For best results, store walnuts in the refrigerator or freezer to prevent the delicate oils from turning rancid. Aim for 7 to 9 walnut halves daily. If you find the flavor slightly bitter, know that the bitterness comes from powerful antioxidants concentrated in the walnut skin, and it's a sign of their incredible health-promoting properties. 4. Almonds, the bone builders. Almonds deserve a special spotlight when it comes to supporting skeletal health. After age 65, bone density naturally declines, increasing the risk of fractures and osteoporosis. Maintaining strong bones becomes an urgent health priority. Almonds provide a rare nutritional advantage. They're rich in both calcium and magnesium. Just a quarter cup of almonds delivers about 97 milligrams of calcium, helping slow natural bone loss and supporting bone mineralization. Even better, almonds also contain magnesium, which acts like a traffic cop, directing calcium into the bones where it's needed, rather than allowing it to settle into arteries, where it can contribute to dangerous calcification. Beyond bones, almonds support heart health by providing monounsaturated fats that reduce LDL cholesterol, lowering the risk of heart attacks and strokes. They also pack about 3.5 grams of fiber per serving, promoting digestive regularity and helping prevent the constipation that affects about 40% of elderly individuals. For maximum benefits, choose almonds with the skin intact. The skin contains flavonoids that, when combined with the vitamin E inside the nut, double the antioxidant power. Aim to enjoy 15 to 20 almonds daily, preferably raw or dry roasted without added salt. However, seniors should be mindful of chewing thoroughly, as whole almonds can pose a choking hazard if swallowed without being fully broken down. The key takeaway here is simple but powerful. Small, thoughtful dietary adjustments, consistently practiced, can yield massive benefits over time. Whether it's swapping dangerous nuts for healthier alternatives, or simply being more mindful about portions, every positive change adds up. Now it's your turn. Have you made changes to your diet recently, by adding or removing specific nuts? Which nut has had the biggest impact on your health or daily energy? We would love to hear your experiences, your tips, or even your questions. Please share your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this guide helpful, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our future health guides. Thanks for watching, and here's to better health, stronger bodies, and vibrant living at any age.